What is up, guys, and welcome to the Imola GP for the RB Driver Career Mode Series. Coming from the last episode, I felt pretty good after that weekend, scoring points for the second race in a row. So, expecting a bit of a harder challenge. This is not one of my favourite circuits, Imola. It doesn't quite suit my driving style, but we'll see how we go. Hoping just to get to the finish for this weekend. So here are the champ points after the Miami GP. Verstappen still on top, Norris trailing there or thereabouts, Leclerc very, very close in proximity, and Piastri right there as well. Checo doing Checo things. That's pretty much what's been going on, even though he's still only 36 points behind. So all is not lost. Champ-wise at the moment, it's looking pretty realistic in the top 10. Top 5 teams, that's basically how it is. Both Red Bulls, both Ferraris, both McLarens, both Mercedes, both Astons. And that's in the constructors order at the moment. McLaren do look like a fairly solid car, I must admit. So things transpiring between the virtual and the real world. So Verstappen winning the last 3 races of the championship, Norris winning back-to-back races in Australia and Japan, and Carlos Sainz, the other winner in Jeddah after Max had a 40-second lead in that race. Back-to-back 9th place finishes, so 2 13th places, 2 DNFs and 2 9th places. Where are we going to finish for this race? And is that going to happen in Monaco, the very next race? So we lost the MGUK in the Miami sprint race, and we lost the gearbox very early in Suzuka. So durability wise, I am a little bit nervous about. Every other component is somewhat okay, apart from maybe MGUH. We'll have to change that in the not so near future. Okay, so we do have one upgrade coming on, tyre analysis data. Do we have any other upgrades go on the car? So we've got front downforce. Ricardo looks to be doing that. When is that due? It's going to get on just in time for Monaco, a major one. So Ricardo's obviously been saving some resource points. Don't have enough for rear. Don't have enough for weight reduction. Don't have enough for energy recovery system, and we don't have enough for fuel efficiency. Don't have enough to do anything. Alright, we'll get practice done. I really want to do ERS. That's one thing I really want to do. Tyre analysis data.
Okay, mate,
that'll help, because Imola is a little bit harsh on tyre wear. Still can't do anything with resource points, so let's go to the Grand Prix. So then, with practice done, after some careful considerations, have a look at all of the possible upgrades that we can do. We've got a good discount on ERS, we can do that. So we'll have 439 left, but we won't be able to do fuel efficiency. I really wanted to do both of them, but I wanted to focus on ERS first, which means with 400 resource points to spend, we can do MGUH, which is wearing the most, or an MGUK. Which ones do we want to do? Let's have Ricardo's looking at MGUK, so we'll do the other one, we'll do MGUH. Both of those upgrades will get on for Spain. And I've also been thinking ahead, because if we go back and have a look how far we are ahead of the rest of the pack, we are seriously that far ahead of the other bottom 4 teams, Haas, Williams, Alpine and Sauber. So with that in mind, what I could potentially do is not do any upgrades on the car and already focus to 2025. Now what I mean by that is we don't do any upgrades and we just continue driving until we need the necessary upgrades that we need. So the car, just like the end of F1 23, if you guys remember, I said a lot that the car was not as it should be. The car was just undrivable basically. So the car begins to become undrivable. We will do some necessary upgrades if we need to. So right now I'm thinking we've got a couple of upgrades that won't be on until the Spanish GP, which is a little while away. But if we save some upgrades, if we save the resource points until we get to the Barcelona GP weekend, we can think about the long game, save the resource points, and then we could do multiple upgrades at a time if we want to, or we can just wait. As long as we possibly can, and then we'll go from there. Now, it's probably not the smartest thing to do, but in my opinion, having more resource points in our disposal, especially if there are technical regulations upon us, it may not be such a bad thing doing this. So with that in mind, we can give ourselves some flexibility with saving resource points, going for 1 or 2 major upgrades at a time if possible. So it won't be such a bad thing. Alright, heavy rain is forecast. It is meant to dry up towards the end of qualifying though, so what tires are we on at the moment? Inters. Yeah, let's try quite a few laps of fueling because we're just going to do back-to-back laps. Because we're not going as fast and we are not going to drain the battery as much because we're going so slowly and we're braking a lot earlier. Ooh, yeah, the car is very loose. This is my first bit of wet weather driving as well, so no wonder I need as many laps. 27. Wow, we are 3 seconds slower than Russell. Trying to tag a little bit more this lap if we can. You can hear the brake locking in the rear or in the background. Okay, Russell's box, so we can do 1 more lap, then we'll recharge. Wow, the rain's eased off a lot already. Whoa, too deep. One's at 24.5. We're going to get into the 25s. 25.6 Piastri, 24.4. We're going to have enough fuel for 1 lap only. See how much I'm having to battle with the car. What the? What was that? Nice. I don't think we're going to find that much time, to be honest. That was pretty good. So we did how many laps? 5 laps. 4 of those push laps. And we get up towards the top. Ricardo's up there as well. This has turned out to be a great session so far, but is the track drying? I don't want to be going out there on another set of inters. Even though it is dry for the race, what is Stroll on? Another set of inters. I'd almost gamble on a set of softs, to be honest. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have softs on standby. So I've got them on. All I'll have to do is lower the fuel load. Everyone else is starting to go out now. What are they on? Yep. Everyone's going out on softs, exactly like I predicted. So softs, lower the fuel load. Let's get out there. Exactly like I predicted. Everyone was going to use softs for this final stint or for their final laps. Okay, this isn't too bad. We're going to be the last one to set a flying lap. Okay, we've only got 1 lap to set our flying lap, so let's make sure we really get this right. We're going to go plumb last in a minute. Russell 15.4. This actually be good enough to get us through though. 15.7, so that should be good enough. P4, yeah, very nice. I don't know where Danny finished up. But everyone else was going faster. Joe went fastest, then Max, then everyone else just followed. There you go, P8 for Ricardo. So Joe was the first one to do a lap, and he gets knocked out. So Joe with the 17.3, then Verstappen responded with a 15.8, and then everyone just went from there. That's what happens when you go out last, everyone puts the rubber down, and you find a bit more grip. That's what happens when you do your lap first. I definitely can't race with this glitch. So we're second off whoever the fastest is. I think it was Max at the time. So yeah, Verstappen 14.3. Surely that will be on a new set. We're saving our new set. Alright, so we need about 7/10 to get through, I reckon. Well, whatever the case, we need this lap. After the first one, I know where the improvements are. After that second sort of push lap, on really dying tyres, I know exactly where the improvements are. Oh crap, not the way I wanted to start my lap. Who's that Stroll behind us? I don't know why Verstappen needs to do another lap, he should be alright. Yeah, so we've already got the 7/10 that we need. .13.6 from Carlos. And that was a 14.1, I think it was. We're very good in that last sector. P8 that time. Still think there's a little bit of improvement somewhere. So both cars get through. So this will become a good weekend so far. Russell knocked out. Interesting. If we get into the 13s, that'll be a very good qualifying for us. As usual, saving a set of softs for the race, which is absolutely necessary. Oh, what is this? Come on. .14.7, so that's fastest than our banker lap in Q2. Whoa. Definitely need to turn it in a little bit more there. Early turn, need to take a lot of curb. I know I can nail that perfect lap. As long as I hit every apex. As long as I do that, I'll be right. Maybe I'll just add a clicker front wing just for a bit more front grip. If we get into the 13s, I'm going to call that a very successful qualifying. I don't care where we finish. If we top 5, top 6 is probably maximum, if I'm being perfectly honest. Ricardo ready yet? Not yet. I want to try and give him a slipstream all the way around the lap. As long as he's not too close though. Go on, go ahead Lewis. So let's position ourselves. Here he comes. Battery all the way up to the line. 1 second improvement. It's not going to be pole, I don't think. Where are we? P2 front row. What the hell? I said a 13 would be right. I didn't think second row. Wow, we've split the McLarens. That was a good lap. Oh, we were under a 10th on pole as well. Oh, I didn't have any battery. Didn't have much battery to play with. This is why I wanted to do ERS a lot earlier, so we'd have had more battery to play with. Ricardo didn't even breach into the 13s. So where was Lando getting the time from us? 23.6. So yeah, we're right there. 25.2, 25.4. Wow. So yeah, the AI have a big advantage in the middle sector, even with all our downforce. And then 24.40, our last sector, 24.5. So yeah, we lose that 2 10s in the middle sector, but we get that back basically almost in the last sector. Different setups. Surely the AI running much more downforce on the in the middle sector. Surely they're carrying more downforce than us. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how the Grand Prix goes. If we get that good start, we get ahead, and if we could just hold them off for the entire front straight, we'll be alright. But the problem is they're going to be in our undercut window, so we need to build a gap if we are faster than everyone else. But even if we don't get the lead, our aim is just to stay with the leaders. Hang on to their DRS and fuel save. That way we're not stressing out the tyres too much. Alrighty. Somewhat later. Giving my PC a nice break. Hopefully we can have a nice, clean race. So after almost a month of giving my PC a break, I've been meaning to get back to this. So, hopefully there's no glitches for this today. What's the strategy saying? Okay, simple one stop. I'm anticipating the fuel's going to be quite harsh, so I'm going to put some extra fuel in. It's not going to help the weight of the car, but I don't see any other choice I don't see how we're going to recover that fuel without a safety car. Depending how this race goes, I want to try and be the last one to pit if we're still up here. Oh, the McLarens are going with a ballsy decision here. Start on the slower strategy, but then come back strong. Whoa, that is a brave call. I tell you what, they don't want to be losing too many spots early. Only one starting on the hard. That is a bold call from McLaren. Could they potentially two-stop though? If they two-stop, they're in for a long day. We'll see what happens. Got to get a good start though, that's the main thing. Get ahead of Norris, make sure that he can't stay too close to us, because we want a bit of a nice gap to react. Although, having said that, now that they're going to be on the hards, they're going to be pitting a lot later. They're going to be on the faster tyre than us, whichever lap we pit. Whenever we pit, they're going to be on the faster tyre than us, because they have to use the mediums at some point. Well, we'll see what happens. Here we go. Oh God, Oscar. Verstappen's through. Just got to push so we can stay with Lando now. See, if Verstappen gets us before we get Lando, Max will have the pace to get past Lando, and if we get Lando at the same time, Max can give us a nice tow. We can chip away from the McLarens, hope that they get swallowed up, so that their second half of the race is a lot harder for them. Piastri's already 3 seconds off the lead. Holy hell. So he's not enjoying life at those hards at the moment. Okay, so now we're going to get Lando this time. Lando might get swallowed up by Max as well. Okay, so Lando doesn't have DRS this time. So Lando's not a threat to us, but Verstappen's going to be the threat to him, and Verstappen's through. So we've got to make hay on these mediums while we can. Norris is still keeping Verstappen honest at the moment. To be honest, I thought Max would have gotten us by now, but he still hasn't shaken off Lando. And now Lando's got him back. So Lando's putting up a bit of a fight here. But Lando hasn't shaken off Max like Max did last time, and now Verstappen's much closer. He was closer to Lando than what Lando was to Max last time by, and now Max gets him comfortably back into second. Now neither of them can't afford a mistake, because Sainz has now joined the party. Oh, has something happened to Max? Oh, he spun. What the hell's happened to Max? So he's ahead. Oh, he's locked up. And he's reversed. Tried to reverse out. Oh, Jesus Christ. Rare mistake from Max. Now, where is he? He's right at the back now. That's huge. Norris is going to lead the championship now if he gets... What was the gap? Like 9 points or something? So 5th place. And Norris will be the championship leader again. Let's see if Sainz can get past Lando and see if he can stay in front. I feel like I can go faster, but I don't want to overcook the tyres though. Yeah, I'm really leaning on that left rear. And this time, Sainz gets Norris. Or does he? He does not. Norris holds on for the time being. But what they're doing now is just creating a bigger gap for me. Now Sainz can't even get close to Lando. I think the mediums are starting to struggle now because Carlos is starting to lose a bit more ground to Lando now. Oh, now Max is out of the race. Where's he stopped? He's just stopped at the last corner. And another Red Bull Powertrains car stopped. Really starting to struggle with the rear tyres now. That was not a great run for the last couple of corners. Oh, Jesus. Whoa. It's probably a little rude from us there. But RB is an Italian-based team, and because Imola is in Italy after all, we're going to make Lando fight for this. But with aging tyres, that doesn't help either. Whoa. I tried to squeeze him out there. Alright, let's see how long we can stay with Lando now. We can't let him get too far ahead now. What are our lap times? So yeah, we were consistently in the 18s and that one in the 19s. So yeah, high 18s, low 19s. It's not bad for aging tyres. What's Leclerc gone on to? Oh no, it's another centimetre. So Leclerc is definitely on a 2-stop. So we don't have to worry about Leclerc probably until later in the race. So even if Leclerc jumps us, it's not bad because he still had to stop again. When's our pit window open? Lap 28. Okay, so it's about 6 laps away now. Contact again, but it was less messy. That was a horrible run. I thought about sending it up the inside again. But now, crucially, Sainz doesn't have DRS. So now if we just stay with Lando for the next couple of laps, build the margin to Sainz, we can almost react a lap later than him. We can have a slightly fresher tyre advantage on our side, but when Norris does get back behind us, because he's going to lose time because he's doing a few more laps on the hards, if he does end up behind us, we can just keep giving Carlos DRS and pray that we've got good enough gaps to Carlos that he can't threaten us consistently, and hopefully with Lando on the fresher, faster medium tyres, we can keep Carlos within our DRS, and hopefully it's enough to keep him behind us. As in Lando. Okay, so Carlos has stayed out the extra lap. I thought Carlos would have tried an undercut. Oh boy. Okay, time to push on a little bit more now. Let's just use whatever's left in these tyres. So right now, we've got a somewhat pit stop window. We've got a good window to react to Carlos, because we've got that magic 2-second gap that we need. So hopefully we can come out far enough ahead of him so that we don't have to argue too much. Just trying to have a fresher tyre advantage. Yep, so Sainz is in, as I predicted. Is Danny going to come in? Oh, this ain't ideal. No, Ricciardo hasn't come in. So Sainz is coming out now. He's going to get overtaken by Leclerc. Yep, as predicted. Now us with Leclerc is going to be very tight. The rejoin with Leclerc for us is going to be very interesting. Theoretically, though, we shouldn't get held up too much by Leclerc. Maybe just a click of front downforce just to have a bit more front grip. Ricciardo's in as well, as I probably predicted. So Leclerc is the lead Ferrari. This is going to be very close. Where is he? Here he comes. Here he goes. Oh, he just gets us. So now we don't expect to see Norris in for a few laps yet. So let's make hay on these hards while we can. But of course not take too much life out of them. I am very much aware of that mark. Now Sainz gets past his teammate. It'll be interesting to see where Leclerc ends up in at the end. Probably just chill out for a little bit, because I do not think that we can keep Norris behind for the whole second half of this race. or when he does make his stop, we should be this. No, he's not. He's going again. And so is Piastri. Wow, they're going a little bit further than I thought. This is where our pit window would have ended. So surely the next couple of laps, both McLarens will come in. Yep, Norris is in. So we'll come out comfortably ahead of him. But he does have some work to do though. If there's a safety car, do we have another? Yes, we do. We do have another new set of mediums. Gee, the hards aren't wearing that much. But I think we just got to back off a little bit just so that we can give Sainz DRS, because I'm not confident whatsoever that we're going to keep Lando behind. But the good news is we do have a full battery now. So if Lando does get ahead, we've got battery to play with. Lando's catching us really fast here. You better hope he's got some life left in those tyres. Now Lando's going to get Charlie this time, which he does. I'm sort of stuck on what I want to do now, because Lando's going to be on Carlos in the next lap. Literally. Okay, we've got a decision to make here. Do we back off, give Carlos DRS, make things hard for Lando, or do we stay where we are, keep running at our own pace, and defend? We're going to have to defend from Lando for 20 odd laps here though. That is a big task. Lando's already 6 tenths behind, so we need to make a decision. And I think I've just answered that question for you guys. Okay, that worked. We're just going to do it for another 23 laps though. And with our slightly younger tyres, hopefully it'll give us the edge over Carlos. Oh Jesus, Lando's a little bit closer this time. PB, oh Jesus Christ, here he comes. That worked. Don't know if you guys were paying attention, but I wanted to balk. I want to go a little bit defensive just to balk Lando's chances. I don't know if it worked or not, but Sainz stayed ahead. The longer we keep Lando at bay, the more chances we have of winning this race. Who would have thought that a win would be on the cards? Still got 20 laps to get there though. It's going to feel like an eternity. Well, the plan's working. We're keeping Lando at bay. So once again, got that gap again. And again, Lando can't do anything about it. I'll tell you what, if we pull this off, it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. Why did I go into 8? That 18-second gap to Ricciardo. I wonder if that's enough, if that's a good safety car window. Is that the safety car window we might need? We are starting to get a little bit low on battery now. This is what I'm worried about. Just having to defend and make sure that that gap is big enough for us down the main straight. But us having to use our battery in order to do so doesn't help either. Boy, this is a sweaty race. Big mistake there, dipped the wheel into the grass. That's going to put me under big pressure. Should be okay though, just about. And keeping an eye on Ricciardo, he's putting up a good fight against Perez and what looks to be the 2 Astons and the 2 Mercs. P1 and P5 will be a miraculous result, or it could be P4 depending what happens to the 3 of us. Or even Piastri. Could you imagine Sainz and Norris taking each other out and it's an all Aussie podium? Anything can happen still. Long way to go. Oh Jesus, Carlos, please. I don't want either of us being compromised and then Lando pouncing. Norris knows his only chance is to get past Sainz. He's heading down into, what is it, the Del Roggia chicane? Oh jeez, he's close. He is very close. Sainz is not having much of an effect of our slipstream, but I think he just about stays ahead. He does. Sainz does have a bigger gap back to Lando this time. Holy hell. Holy hell. Okay, go Carlos, I'm not going to fight you. I don't know if that was Sainz's intention, but it means I'm going to have Lando on my gearbox. Now this is where things are going to get awkward. 2 Italian-based teams fighting for a win, and then you got a team from the UK trying to spoil the fun. Oh, Carlos, what are you doing? Just got to give Carlos a bit of space, just so it's enough for Lando not to get both of us. Geez, Sainz, you're in trouble, mate. Well, he's still ahead of Norris. I wonder what the fastest lap is. It's got, like, I thought it was like a 16.4 or something. 8 laps feels like an eternity. It's going to be 7 next time by. The fact that Lando's tyres haven't died off yet is a little bit concerning. He's been stuck behind Sainz for so long. But now that Leclerc's caught up to the back of that train, he's going to struggle to get past all of them. If he tries to pick them off one at a time by making someone go, really? Who's going slow? Who is it? Oh, it's a Merc. George. Oh, I don't think I want to pit now. There's a safety car. I'd rather keep track position at this point. Holy hell, Carlos! I wasn't expecting that. I was too focused on who was going slow. And had I known that we were going to be okay for fuel, I would have underfueled the car massively. Now Sainz has a bit more of an edge to Lando this time, but still I'm not confident in keeping him behind if Lando does somehow get past Carlos. 5 to go. At some point, do we just go all guns blazing, try and break away, keep the pressure off of us? Or do we just keep Carlos behind us all the way to the checkered flag? What I should say is keep giving Carlos DRS to the checkered flag. Ricciardo's got a big gap back to that train now, so it looks like he might have done enough. He might have just done enough to hold off 5th place. And it's a well-deserved 5th place. We'll just keep an eye on him for the next couple of laps. Toway's not too bad. Looks like Ricciardo might have just done enough. He's still got to get there though, 3 to go. Now Perez is fighting with one of the Astons. That's the gap that Ricciardo was looking for. Well, that's the break, I should say, that Ricciardo was looking for. I think Carlos can just start to relax a little bit now, because I think Lando's tyres are just starting to die off. I'd rather give Carlos the DRS just for the last lap. Just in case Lando does pull something out of the bag. Oh, Jesus Christ. What was that? Final lap. Holy hell! Carlos, what the hell, mate? Oh, whoa! Hang in there. Give each other the space. Oh my God! What was that straight line speed from Carlos? I thought that gap was enough. Yeah, the run wasn't great, but true. Jesus Christ, where's this pace come from? To survive these corners. We do better this time. We've hung off Sainz and Norris for our first win in Formula 1. Oh boy, that was a sweaty race. Oh boy. The dog seems to be pretty excited. Oh my God. We've won. Oh wow. Italian-based team won too as well. Oh my God. Wow. Well, we've made the team proud, and I think the Tifosi have enjoyed that as well. Oh my God. How do I sum that up? That was one sweaty race. But holy hell, where did the speed from Carlos come from? I know the run, I've forgotten the name of the last couple of corners, but I knew the run wasn't that great, but I thought I still had a big enough gap. I wasn't sure how much ERS I had or used, but still. So apparently Leclerc got driver of the day, but he finished 2 spots from where he started. What about us? We started on the front row and we won the race. So that means Norris is the leader again. That is correct. Leclerc's still hanging in there. He should be second had he not done a 2-stop. And with that win for us, we've jumped into the top 10. Ricciardo's in there as well. He's hanging, well, he's there or thereabouts. Constructors wise, where do we move up to? P6. That's not bad. Or were we already P6? I don't remember now. Red Bull and Ferrari tied up. I think it could be a fight between McLaren and Ferrari this year for the constructors. But I think the drivers, what was the drivers at the moment? The drivers could be between, well, it could be between Sainz, Piastri, Leclerc, Max and Lando. I think it's a 5-car fight for the title this year. 16 points between the top 4 at the moment, and us 85 points. Honestly, RA, top 10. Top 10 for the drivers, I'll consider that a success. But we do have other cars behind us though, up there. So we've got Stroll up there. Fernando's doing all the heavy lifting. We've got our teammate, Gasly, Albon. So while those points are nice, we're going to need a few more of them. What a Grand Prix that was. But now we've probably got one of the hardest races on the calendar. The Monaco GP. One of the hardest street circuits to race on. Bumpy. You're up against the wall every time. It is not going to be an easy one, I tell ya. But we're up for a challenge. And hopefully we can have another solid weekend.